All right. We are going to get into a World Cup rankings. Did I click the right button? I think I did. Oh, awesome. Let me switch up our World Cup graphic. And now we're live talking about the World Cup. So let's go through the groups in order real fast. We've got Netherlands, Ecuador, Senegal, and Qatar. Qatar lost their first two. Senegal won one and lost one. Ecuador has won one and has a draw. And the Netherlands has won one and a draw. So that's the standings as it is. I mean, if the Netherlands is able to win their next matchup with Qatar, they're in. Ecuador also has a matchup tomorrow at 10 a.m. against Senegal. And if they win, they're in. If Senegal is able to win, though, they would be in. What are your thoughts, Arun, on this group?
I guess just Qatar is just like kind of funny that they banned beer and they're also like doing other stuff. So then I think they got a little karmic reward for losing both of their games. Although I guess people are impressed if they got a goal in one game. It's kind of bad for the host nation really not to be competitive in either of these games.
Yeah. And Tim, what are your thoughts on the matchups tomorrow?
Yeah, I agree. Qatar struggled. I mean, they did pretty well in qualifying, but I think they had a lot of pressure and bad press got to their heads. I like obviously the Dutch are the most talented team probably in the group, so I think they're going to go through. And I think Ecuador will as well because they'll probably get a tie with Senegal. Just play it safe, and they've looked really good. That's why I like to move forward to the knockout stage.
Sounds good. All right. The next one is the all important Group B. We've talked about it a little bit. England tied their first match, and then they win. Wait, so
They won. They beat
they won the
Iran.
first one. Okay, it's backwards. I was reading it the wrong way. So they won their first one against Iran, and then they tied us. And so it's going to be an interesting matchup. Iran did beat Wales. Iran plays the United States tomorrow. Again, that game is going to be a 2 o'clock game. Both of these matchups are. It looks like, well, it'll be interesting to see who gets in. But if the U.S. is able to win, they're in. And England could probably just play for a draw and get in. But we'll see how that goes. But Tim, what are your thoughts on this group?
Yeah, England's really talented, and they almost won Euros in the last World Cup. They got to the semis, I think. So most people thought they were going to win this group. They probably will because, I mean, even a loss, they're likely to go through, but they'll probably go for a tie with Wales. And then USA, Iran, I think the U.S. is slightly favored, but it could go either way. Obviously, there's all this drama and politics, so it's going to be very emotional. You got to worry that one or both of the teams are going to be nervous and not play loose. But I do like the U.S. just being young and athletic in this tournament. They're not really weighed down by expectations because they didn't even make it last World Cup. So I think maybe they have the edge here. But I could see a tie also.
Yeah, Aaron, what are your thoughts on Group B and the play for tomorrow?
Yeah, I think the U.S. played pretty well against England, but maybe that tie against Wales will come back to bite them since they had a 1-0 lead and Zimmerman committed that kind of foolish penalty in the penalty box, which allowed Wales to tie the game. But they are in control of their own destiny against Iran. But Iran might just be sending everyone back because the tie most likely gets them to the next round, unless Wales somehow beats England, which is, I would say, unlikely, but stranger things have happened. But Iran is probably going to be playing for the tie, so it'll make it a little bit more difficult for the U.S. to win. They certainly can with all the talent they have, but they haven't really put. They've only had two goals. I mean, one goal in the Wales game. Sorry, not two. 0-0 is the last game, so they need to kind of figure it out on the offensive end, and Iran has played Wales much better than the U.S. So the U.S. is a better team on paper, but anything can happen. I'm going to look forward. I have no real predictions for this game.
Yeah, for sure. All right. We're gonna go through the other groups just really quickly. I'm not gonna make predictions on them, but I'm just gonna read through it real fast. I'll just get your guys' overall thoughts on who you think is gonna advance. We got Poland with 4 points, Argentina with 3, but a really important win in their last game. Saudi Arabia has 3 points as well, and Mexico has 1. The upcoming game for Poland is against Argentina at 2 on Wednesday. And Saudi Arabia plays Mexico at 2 o'clock on Wednesday as well. Tim, what are your thoughts on this group?
This group is interesting because the Saudi Arabia win over Argentina just kind of completely, like revamped everyone's expectations. I still think Argentina is going to go through because they got a big win against Mexico. I don't think Mexico is going to go through because of that game. And I think Poland's going to go through because I think they're likely to play for a tie against Argentina. Even if they don't, I think they would get in over probably Saudi Arabia or Mexico. So that's what I pick.
Yeah, interesting. And Arun, what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, it'll be. I think Argentina. I think if they tie, I don't know, they might be more motivated than Poland is to get a tie, because I think they might find themselves looking out. I believe if like Saudi Arabia manages to like beat Mexico, I don't know, but I think maybe the Saudi Arabia thing was maybe a bit lucky, because I think they Argentina should have had like 4. It should have been like 4-0, but there were like 3 offsides calls. So I think Argentina should move on, and I don't know, it's between Mexico and Poland. I think Saudi Arabia had a great game against Argentina, but then losing to Poland may have sealed their fate as far as like. I think it's between Mexico. I think Mexico will advance, to be honest with you, but I have no idea really.
Interesting. Yeah, it'll be a tough matchup for sure. Group D, France and Australia are at the top of this one. France has 2 wins, 6 points. So they're in. And Australia has a win in their last game, but lost their first one. And Denmark and Tunisia both tied and lost games. The matchups in the next one is France versus Tunisia. Again, they could just play for a tie in that one. Australia and Denmark. All Australia has to do is tie in this one as well. Tim, what are your thoughts on Group D?
I actually like Denmark and France to go through because I just think Denmark is likely to beat Australia, and France will play Tunisia at least tough, even though they're not playing for a lot because they're already definitely going to go through. And France could win again. I mean, they look great so far, so they're dangerous.
Yeah, they already have 6 goals for in that one. And Arun, what are your thoughts on this Group D?
Yeah, France will definitely advance, and between Australia and Denmark, I'm not really sure, but I think either of those teams will probably get knocked out in the next round, so I don't really care.
True.
Group E has got Spain, Japan, Costa Rica, and Germany. Spain has 4 points. They tied their last one, won their first one. Japan lost their last one, won their first one. They have 3 points. Costa Rica won their most recent one, but lost their first one. And Germany has a tie and a loss, which is kind of surprising to a lot of people, with only 1 point here. Spain plays Japan on Thursday at 2. And Costa Rica plays Germany at the same time, Thursday at 2. We'll start with you, Tim. What are your thoughts on this group?
This is maybe the most interesting group because Japan had a big win, and you thought Spain was completely dominant, and they're definitely going to get through, in my opinion. But just the fact that they only tied Germany, and Costa Rica looked awful in the first game and then somehow won the second game, it's really up in the air. But my prediction for that second spot is actually Japan. I think Germany will win and get to 4 points, but I just think Japan is likely to tie Spain because Spain might not be playing very hard and get through on goal differential. So we'll see. But I just feel like Germany they just don't look great this tournament. Although their game with Spain was really interesting.
Yeah. Arun, what are your thoughts on Group E?
I'm gonna go with the chalk with the original Spain and Germany, just based on just recency bias. I guess Japan didn't look well, and Germany almost walked away with the 2-1 lead. If not for they missed like the goal in the last seconds against Spain, they seem to have turned it around. And I think they have enough to beat Costa Rica, and I think Spain is probably upset that they tied Germany and will probably beat Japan by multiple goals.
Interesting. All right, we got Group F. Croatia, who was a finalist last year, got a big win in their last game. They tied their first one. Morocco also with 4 points. They also tied their first game and got a big win. Belgium got a win in their first game, but a loss. And Canada has lost both games, even though they started well in their most recent game. I watched that one, but kind of fell apart in it. Tim, what are the games are Croatia versus Belgium Thursday at 10 a.m. And then the Morocco versus Canada game is also Thursday at 10.
This group also is weird to me. Croatia will get through. I also would have picked Belgium for sure, but I just think that they're not going to be able to beat Croatia. And Canada's knocked out, and Morocco looks pretty good. And Belgium has all this talent, but they even said they're not as good as last time. So it's like if they're admitting they suck, why would you trust them?
Yeah. Arun, who do you think is going to advance from Group F?
Croatia and I guess Morocco, because I think unless Canada puts up a lot better effort, maybe they'll probably play with some pride. But yeah, I kind of agree with Tim here.
Yep. All right. Group G. Brazil, Switzerland, Cameroon, Serbia. Brazil 6 points. Switzerland 3. Cameroon and Serbia both have 1. Brazil won both of their games. They're pretty much guaranteed. And then Switzerland, you've got they won the first one, lost it. Cameroon and Serbia tied their most recent games and both lost their first games. Tim, what are your thoughts on Group G?
I do think, well, obviously Brazil's through. I think Switzerland will hold on. They have a lot of experience against good teams, coming from Europe. But you never know. I thought Cameroon had a chance, but I'm going to stick with the top 2 here.
Yeah, Arun, your thoughts?
Yeah, probably Switzerland, and obviously Brazil's going to advance.
Yeah, so Switzerland plays Serbia Friday, and Brazil and Cameroon also play Friday at 2. So yeah, I think that makes sense. All right, last group: Portugal, Ghana, South Korea, Uruguay. Portugal has won both of their games. Ghana won the most recent one, but lost their first game. South Korea and Uruguay both tied their first game and lost their most recent games. The Portugal game is against South Korea at 10, and Ghana against Uruguay at the same time. What are your thoughts, Tim?
Well, Portugal is through. I think they're also gonna at least tie South Korea in the last game because they're just better than them. And I actually like Ghana probably tying and holding on to that spot. But Uruguay is a dangerous team. They've gone far in tournaments, so I wouldn't be shocked with them to win. But Ghana look good. They look dangerous on offense, so I'm going to stick with them as the second.
Cool. All right. Well, that was pretty awesome. I appreciate you both for joining me on that segment. Maybe we can even do it again next week. And I'll talk to you, Tim, offline, but maybe I'll have you join live in the man cave. And if Arun, you want to do it as well. We've got a live hockey game going on next week. But then we can also break down the Wizards and the World Cup as well, if you're interested and have like an early birthday party here because my birthday is later on that week, but we'll talk more about that offline. But it's a potential thing that we could do. But Tim, let people know anything that you want them to know before I let you go.
No, it's just a fun show to do a little soccer and discuss the Wizards. But yeah, it's been a while since I've been on, so it's good to get back in the swing of things, and hopefully we'll have some more Wizards wins to talk about next time.
Yeah, that'd be great. All right, thank you, Tim.
Have a good night.
Have a good one. And Arun, any final thoughts before we let you go? And I've got a special guest, Andy. He can turn on his camera and mic and get it mic'd up for our next segment as well. But Arun, how are you? Any final thoughts you have before we let you go?
Yeah, I just want to shout out a happy 10-year anniversary to the great game on Thanksgiving that RG3 had against the Dallas Cowboys. It's
Nice.
probably the greatest game, unironically, when they meet through for, I believe, like four, it was like 35, something like that, put up a lot of points against Dallas. And that was probably the peak of the RG3 era.
Yeah, sounds good. Let's see if Andy. There we go. There he is. The man, the myth, the legend, Primordial Sounds. The mod from chat is live. All right, Arun. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We're actually going to do a little hype for a raid train that we've got coming up this week that I hope that people do. So we're going to promote that on Facebook as well. But Arun, hopefully we'll have you on next week as well, talking about maybe the Commanders, maybe more Wizards, maybe even a little more World Cup.
Sure, thanks for having me on.
Awesome. And we're joined by Primordial Sounds in chat and now on camera as well. Andy, why don't you unmute yourself and we can see if the audio sounds good.
Hello.
There you are. Welcome. How are you
What's
doing,
up,
Andy?
Robbie? I'm good. How are you?
Good. Thank you for sitting
Awesome
through
show.
our World Cup coverage. I appreciate it.
For sure.
And let me see if I haven't actually thought this part through. I was gonna grab the let's see in Discord. I'm gonna grab the graphic that you have on screen. Oh, I forgot. I can just pin you, and then you can make yours a little bit larger. There it is. And let me see. Does that work? Is it spotlight on yours?
Let's just hide behind it over here.
Oh, there you go. Oh, you could just make it bigger. That works too. For some reason, I tried spotlighting you on my other thing. Oh, I have to spotlight you on this computer. It all makes sense.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah, spotlight
How's
for
it going,
everyone.
chat?
There we go.
Whoa, look at that.
Whoa.
Big man.
All right. Big Primordial Sounds or Andy. The raid train is set up. Why don't you preview it for people who might not be following? I love that you've got the Pokemon graphic on your screen and we got it double on mine, which is
On
great
top
because then
of the emote.
yeah, that's pretty great. And then so let people know a little bit about your thoughts behind this raid train and who you've got coming on.
All right, so hey everybody, I'm Andy, Primordial Sounds. You may know me. Here to talk about this awesome punk rock raid train that I've put together. It's December 3rd and 4th, Saturday and Sunday. And we've got an amazing lineup. The idea was just, a bunch of us streamers really like punk and pop punk and ska, that kind of thing. So we wanted to, put this together to honor those genres. And so it starts 11 a.m. on the 3rd, Saturday, Jeff Clark Live. Then at 12 p.m., we've got Infamous Blue Tie. 1 p.m., Jillian Hayek. 2 p.m., JXOTX, who raided earlier.
Tonight. Yeah, that's so cool.
3 p.m., The LG Music. 4 p.m., Always Andy. 5 p.m., myself, Primordial Sounds. 6 p.m., Mike's here. 7 p.m., Rick DeVoice. 8 p.m., Joey BG Live. 9 p.m., Kevin Edward Music. And 10 p.m., Dead Flies Music. Then the train takes a rest for a while, refuels and such. Sunday morning, we got K-Nosh at 10 a.m. Eastern. These are all Eastern Standard Times, by the way, friends. And 11 a.m., we got Lounge Lizard King. 12 p.m., Carly Sings, our very own mod and friend Carly Sings here. 1 p.m., Gary Lucas Music. 2 p.m., Kalaska. 3 p.m., House of Viejo. And 4 p.m., Voice Unmuted. So that's our lineup. Everybody's going to be playing punk, pop punk, ska, or punkified and ska-ified jams, that kind of thing. So, yeah, hopefully it'll be a blast. We expect that it will. We can hope you can join us. And yeah, that's all I've got really. I know a lot of people have learned new songs, new covers, and some people have a lot of punk originals as well. So that's pretty exciting. I'm really happy to see everybody get all pumped up for this and, get in the spirit, the punk rock spirit for Christmas time.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I appreciate you. Trying to figure out how to stop the pin. Oh, okay, I did it right here. So yeah, I really thank you so much for highlighting some of it. I really, I've enjoyed helping making the emotes and being behind the scenes and as part of your team. It's a really exciting lineup. I actually mod for a lot of these people. I don't spend a lot of time on Twitch on the weekends. It's family time, but I really do hope that people go and check it out. And all weekend long, you can follow that. The graphics will be on social medias. I will post it day of as well on my Instagram. So it's the same name as I am here, Robbie G _SportsOTHP. It's also at Primordial Sounds Instagram as well. Is your Instagram the same? I think it is.
Primordial.sounds, I think.
Primordial.sounds. Okay, got it.
And Robbie made all these awesome graphics, the emote, the flyer, There's an overlay, but we haven't revealed that publicly yet.
Yes, the secret overlay reveal. So
exactly.
Yeah, I hope that people are able
thank you, Robbie.
To stop by. Yeah, of course. Do you have your audio set up? I'm just curious. Could you play something, or is it not set up to do that?
I just have to plug a guitar in, really, so it would just take a moment.
Yeah, why don't we have them play a quick punk song, and people could do that. But while you do that, I will talk about next week's show while you set that up, and then we can come back and play one last song before we wrap up.
Sure, that sounds good. I will get it set up.
All
Thank you, everybody, and please join us this coming weekend for this awesome event.
Yeah, for
Much
sure.
love.
So again, it's on Saturday and Sunday. So I hope that people are able to tune in. I like that we were able to showcase this on Facebook as well. You can always click over to my Twitch channel. We always have a couple more graphics and fun stuff to do, and it's been a fun night all along. I really appreciate everyone for tuning in. We're also going to do a raid in a couple of minutes, but I will stay for the song, and then I will turn off the audio feed and the Facebook after that, and then we'll do our post analysis show and our raid as well as part of that. But I'll let you pick a punk song that you want to play. I know that it's always we're always picking songs for you to play. I'm a big, obviously, Green Day fan, but I also like a lot of your stuff. So I'm down to listen to whatever you want to play tonight.
Awesome. That sounds good.
All right. Well, so next week we're going to have a really fun show. It's going to I don't know if I'm celebrating my birthday next week or the following week on the show, because it's weird. My birthday's on a Friday, so I'm still trying to figure that out. But either way, I may have a guest live in. Maybe get Tim or Arun to join me. We'll have a live hockey game that starts at 8:30 against Edmonton. We'll also recap this week's hockey games. We won't have Gil and Anna on because they'll be watching the games, but I will be breaking down what has happened as well as live scoring, and maybe anybody in the man cave who's joining me can also join in on that discussion. Then we'll have our football talk where we'll recap the Giants game, and we'll look at how we're doing going into the bye week. And then we'll get into our NBA roundtable. We'll recap all of 3 of those games. We'll preview the upcoming week for that. And then we also might do a little bit of a World Cup qualifier, or the World Cup group stage recap next week on who advances and how things are going with the World Cup as well. So that should be a really fun show. And with that, Andy, what song are you going to play for us? Oh, I think, hold on, it's muted on my end. Oh, maybe you're
I'm
still...
going to do one I just learned recently for this event.
Oh, what is that?
Let me see. I'm sorry, what?
What song?
It is that loud? I don't even hear it. I gotta change this real quick for that.
Yeah, it's a little loud. Maybe like a touch.
It is. Yeah. Hair in Your Bedroom by Goldfinger.
Oh, nice. I used to dig Goldfinger way back in the day. I love sort of that ska sound a little bit, and they were a fun band. I remember one of their songs was on Tony Hawk, if I remember correctly, way back in the day. And
Superman, I think.
yeah, Superman, right? Exactly. So, all right. Well, I'm gonna
Definitely.
spotlight you again, and are you ready to rock?
Almost. I'm getting
Almost.
there.
Okay. Yeah. No rush. But yeah.
It won't be
Primordial
long.
Sounds on Twitch. People are on Facebook, and we're getting a little bit of crackles. I'm not sure why, but I don't know if that's on my end
A
or
little bit of crackles.
yeah.
It's probably the guitar plug-in stuff. Still getting it?
I think it's a little better. I still a little bit of it, but it's fine. I'm gonna let you rock out, and I'm gonna pin you and mute myself.
All right, sounds good.
All right, I'm ready whenever you are.
All right. Just trying to get this thing scrolling. It doesn't want to work. In your bedroom, I can turn my head off. The less that I feel is less that I'm on top. I wonder what you think as we lay here in bed. I don't know what I'm thinking, but it's better for my head. When I wake tomorrow, you still feel the same. When I wake up tomorrow, you have changed, 'cause I still feel the same. 'Cause I still feel the same. I still feel the same. Here in your bedroom, I turn my head off. The less that I feel is the less that I'm on top. I wonder what you think as we lay here in bed. I don't know what I'm thinking, but it's better for my head. Wanna wake up tomorrow, will you still feel the same? When I wake up tomorrow, will you have changed? 'Cause I still feel the same. Oh, I still feel the same. I still feel the same. All right, there we go.
Awesome.
Here in Your Bedroom, Goldfinger. Still, you know, kind of working on it, kind of a work in progress, but I really dig that song. So I figured
Yeah,
we'd
I
do
don't
that
know
one.
why we're still having the crackles, but I still enjoyed it. I hope that people go to Primordial Sounds and listen to it. That's definitely on my end with some of the Zoom settings are sometimes very strange. So
Yeah, it's so many, could be so many things.
yeah, who knows? But I appreciate the effort and A+ for trying to. We really get music on the podcast, so I appreciate that. So but I just want to sign off on the Facebook side real quickly and the audio side. So thanks everyone for tuning in and being a part of episode 291 of Sports on the Hill podcast. We called it Commanders Defeat Atlanta, Caps Roundtable, Wizards Live Game and Win in the Roundtable. Plus we had World Cup talk, so that was really cool. And appreciate everyone for being a part of our Facebook live stream as always. And we'll talk to you guys next week. We're DC Sports Without the Politics, Sports on the Hill podcast.
Oh yeah! Thanks so much for having me on, Robbie.
Yeah, of course. Let me stop
Recording stopped.
recording on that side. I think we are off on Facebook. I'm just going to double check. Yep, we are. And we're still live here on Twitch. We've got 9 people in chat. So I'm curious where people may want to go. If anybody's got an idea, I know that KR is on. I think that he's actually lurking me. So I think that
Maybe
that's probably where I'm
catches.
gonna go. There's a Pokemon that just came in the chat. Check that. And hopefully you guys are able to catch that, and then we'll go to KR for our post game musical hangout. And unless anybody else has any other ideas, that makes a lot of sense. I know KR shows us lots of love.
I haven't looked yet, but KR would be a fantastic idea.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
All right, I'm gonna do a raid of KR acoustic. We're gonna set that up right now. Oops. I swear. All right, it's intended for mature audiences. So
Uh-oh.
get your mature pants on.
Turn your
and-
headphones up real loud, everybody.
Right, especially
'cause
for
he
this
sings
raid.
real quietly.
Yes, warning for his raid song. It is quite loud. Anyway, I mod over there. So does Carly. Good night, Carly. Thanks for joining us. Thank you, Champ, for modding. Thank you, Andy, for modding and coming on a sports show. It's the first time. I know we've done the art show
Course.
before, but first time we've gotten you on that part. So
Sports.
sports indeed. All right.
Good
I
night,
hope that
everybody.
you're
Thanks so much.
yeah.
for
Oh, and
hanging
check
with
out
Robbie
Andy.
and
I forgot to
everybody
mention
here.
is on Wednesday as well. 1 o'clock start for Wednesday, or what time are you starting?
Noon, 1, around there. If you
No.
come at 1, we'll be on for sure.
Sounds good. All right, we'll check him out then, and obviously this weekend for that raid train that we've been promoting. And I hope that you guys all have a great night. Hopefully, you guys can join us for this raid to KR. Have a good one. Good luck, Team USA tomorrow. Go USA. Go Wizards. Go Caps. Go Commanders. And we'll talk to you guys next week. Bye.